Welcome to globaletraining.com. Globaletraining.com offers online courses covering various software technologies. New courses are added on a regular basis. You can email us at training@globaletraining.com or you can call us at 732-588-6564. Hello everyone. Welcome to the UFT training videos. In this video we will look at actions. So before I start defining what an action is, let me make a couple of recordings and kind of introduce you into actions, and then talk about what an action is. I mean, the way HP defines it. So then we'll try to understand it first practically, and then we'll look at the definition. So here I'll set my record and run settings to start the sample application. Okay, it's already set, so it's already pointing correctly. So let me do OK and let me start recording. So let me log in first. Okay, I'm gonna make a reservation. London to Paris. Giving it a name. Now I'll make this 3 tickets. Click insert. Okay, it's done. I'm going to close the application. Stop recording. So we have 15 steps where we are logged in, we made a reservation, and then we close the application. Let's go ahead and run it just to make sure the script is okay. Well, looks like it worked just fine. Okay, now I'm going to make small adjustments to the script. I mean, I'll just add comments, nothing more than that. So at the very top, I'm going to say log in into the application. Then I'll go here to appropriate spot and separate it, because this is where you entered user ID, tab, password, and clicked OK. Here I'm going to say make a reservation and insert record click. Here I'm going to say close the application. I'll save the script. Let me run it. All I did was added 3 comments and separated the 15-line script into 3 sections here, but it's still the same script within the same action. Let me go ahead and run it one more time just to prove that it works, with no issues. Perfect. It ran with no issues. Okay, so we just saw that we could record certain activity using an application, and then all we did was we added a few comments kind of to bring little visibility into the script. It's more, when I say visibility, it's more like visually when we look at the script. Primarily we just added comments, so it's still within the same action, and we kind of separated it out. So let's say if I want to just use this section of the script, I mean, is it possible? Or is it possible to use this middle section, which is make reservation? Or is it possible to just use this section within the script? Now that's one of the challenges, because this action is complete now from 1 to 20 from the action 1. You cannot use a portion of this whole script. So in order, I mean, now what is the reason to make this, or what is the reason to kind of think in those lines? Say for example you want to delete a reservation that you made in the past. You still have to log in, you have to delete, and then you have to close the application. That means login and closing are kind of common. So to test a functionality where you're deleting, you're repeating yourself for the login and closing the application. That means there are duplicate sections of the script all over. So we want to see if there is some sort of mechanism to reuse this particular existing functionality or existing script. So for that we need to technically split all this into multiple actions. So now we just saw where we had the whole activity done in one script. So now what I will do is I will kind of demo you in such a way that we will have 3 actions. Let me go ahead and create a new test. This is demo 1. I'll call it demo script 02. Okay, and here what I'll do is I'll create actions to begin with. I'll say login. Then I'll create a new action. We'll also look at other type of actions here in a minute, but for now I'm just creating new actions. I'll call this make a reservation. Then I'll add another action, and I'm actually using the option called call to new action. We'll talk about call to copy of action, call to existing action later, so I'm going to pick the same one. Here I'm going to say exit. So now I have 3 actions. You can see I have on the canvas I have 3. I can move these around the way I want, but let me put in the right order. I'm going to log in, then I'm going to make a reservation, then exit. So now let me go to record and run settings, and then this time I will start the application myself. When I actually run the script, I'll start from the script. So let me do this. I will have the application ready for me to record. I'll go into record and run settings to double check it. Select the first option, apply. Okay, I'm in the login. I double click the login action. I can see the login here. So now I'm going to start recording. I'm going to record on this application. Let's say test. And I'm going to book a. Okay, this action was just for the login, so I have logged in. I'm done now. I can close it. So now the login has the login action has user ID, and here's the password and return type. So I believe it missed a step. Let me check real quick. Let me run it. Okay, seems to be okay. Okay, now I want to make a reservation. So to make a reservation, and if I want to start recording that activity, I cannot have the application sitting at the login screen, because if I try to record now and enter the login credentials, and it would record the login information as well, but I don't want that. I want to record just the booking portion of the activity. So in preparation towards that, I'll log into the application, keep my screen ready, then go into my make a reservation action, then start recording. Okay, now I'll leave the application as it is and the reservation is done. So I'm going to stop the recording. Now I'll go into exit action, and here I'll record the process of closing the application. So let me go ahead and record again. Now I'll do file, exit. I'm done with it. I'm going to stop it. So now I have login activity in login action. The process of making a reservation is in make a reservation action, and within exit I have the step to close the application. Now when I run this whole script, the execution, the order in which the actions are executed is driven by this workflow. So if I move this around like this, so it was going to start here as the flow, the way it shows, it's going to start at the top. It's going to run make a reservation, which does not make sense. We need to have the login first, then make a reservation, then exit. Now since we started the application, we need to, when you try to run the script, it will be looking for the application to be ready. Let me demonstrate that for you. If I do run, now it's like, as you can see here, it is looking for a dialog box with the name login, and it's waiting on it. We know it's not ready, so let's stop it. We know that it will fail. So what I'm going to do is I can do something like this. Now let me make it a little bit interesting. Let me go here, add other action, call to new action. I'll say this is the initialization script in it. I'll move it to the top. That will be the first one. So here what I will do is I'll use the built-in command util.run to start the application. I need path for that, so I'll go in here, applications. I'm doing this, by the way, just to get the path to the sample application. I'll switch it back, and here that's the path. I'll save it, and let's go to the canvas again. So it's going to run the first action is going to run is init, then login. So the process, in the init, we are actually starting the application, so we should be good. I'll go ahead and run it, and let's see what happens. So it starts the application. It's logging in. It's inserted. Close the application. It's done. And we have results here. Looks like everything went through just fine. Okay, let me close this. So now if we were to compare the demo script 01 and the demo script 02, it's primarily the same thing. All we did was we took the whole activity, split it into separate actions, and gave actions some appropriate name, and every action has just the portion of the activity that is relevant to the action. And all we did was we designed a neat little workflow. By the way, this design is based on actions because we are just designing the whole thing based on the action. And the only thing that we looked at is call to new action. We did not discuss call to copy of action. We did not talk about call to existing. So let's take a look at another script, or let us build a new demo script called demo script 03, and I'll demonstrate for you what this copy of action means. So, and before we go to that other script, let's take a look at this action properties. If we go to this action properties, by default it's on the right hand side. By default it is set to reusable. So let's say for example I do a call to new action. See here it's reusable action. So by default the actions are reusable, meaning you can use it from somewhere else. And what that somewhere else, we'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, let us go ahead and start our new demo script called demo script 03, and we will look at the copy to a call to copy of action. So let me start a new script, and I'm going to call it demo underscore script 03. Okay, so let's say I want to kind of reuse, or I already have a script called O3 and I want to just get the whole code from there into this script and start using it. So that's where we could use copy of action or existing, but I'm going to now demonstrate to you how you can use call to copy of action. So here I'm going to do call to copy of action, and then it's going to prompt me with select action dialog box, and here I will select our demo script 02. Once I pick that, then I will see the list of actions from this other script, the one that we just created a few minutes ago. Now, will you see all the actions that are part of that other script? No, you'll only see those actions that are set to as reusable. So I'm going to use this one, and I'll say at the end of the test and say OK here. So it copied. When I say when it says copy, it's literally taking the whole thing and making a copy for you here, so you can make changes to the script. That's what it means. So let me go ahead and delete this one. We don't need it anymore. So we have this copy to action. I'm going to rename this, and I'll call it init. You know what, because it's a demo script, just for the demonstration purposes, I'll put 03 init. So I have init, and as you can see I can make changes to the script as well. I'll say start, just to prove that it's an editable content you completely copied. Now let me go to the canvas again. Now I want to bring in the login action from that other script. Right click, call to copy of action. By the way, yeah, let me do this. Let me right click and do call to existing action. I'll do that, and I'll pick script 2, and again you will only see the actions that are reusable from this script, and I will pick login. I'll say end of the script, click OK, and I have this. Now take a look at the difference here. Let me go ahead and add another one actually. This time I'll do a call to copy of action and pick script 2, and I will pick make reservation and do OK. So this was call to copy of action, and this was call to existing action. When you make a call to existing action, the script is not editable. You're just using the action as it is from there. And as you can see, the login action appears under a separate section called external actions. When you double click that, you will see the code, but you will not be able to make any changes. I'm trying to type in there on line 1, there's nothing I can do. I'm trying to delete, there's nothing you can do. External actions, the name says it's external. This is external to this script, and you cannot make any change. But if you make a copy, then it's a copy that's local to your script, and you can make a change. So let me rename this as 03 dash make reservation, and and call to existing action, and I'll pick our demo script too and use exit. Okay, let me go ahead and look here. So I have the init script, login, make reservation, then exit. As you can see, the login and exit are coming from the other script, but I had a copy of the action that would start the application, and make reservation is local to this script. Now again, just to reiterate, call to new action creates a total new action. Call to copy of action, you're just copying an action from a different location, and the copy is available for you to make complete changes. You can edit it, make any change you like. Call to existing action is almost like a pointer or a shortcut to this other action. You will not have permissions to edit this action when you create this way using call to existing, because it's an external action. It's somewhere else. It does not make a copy for you. So that's the difference between these two. Again, new one, it's a new action. You're just creating a blank new one. Here you're just making a copy of something else, and here you are just pointing to some external action. Okay, so I have this, and let's see. Let's go ahead and run the script and see if it runs. It started. It's going through make a reservation, which is local to this, and then it is closing. Well, there were no errors. Now, as you can see, this in the canvas, the workflow, it started the application using this action, then login and you can see the where this action is located, and the name of the script is in the brackets here, demo underscore script underscore 02, and the script we are looking at is 03. And make reservation, again, we made a copy of this. This was now again we're pointing to this external using a call to existing action option. Well, so that's about actions. Now I know that I haven't formally explained you or defined what an action is, but I have shown it to you how it can be effectively used. Now let's look at the definition of action. Action is nothing but, you can call it a method, but again, that's not the right term from from HP's standpoint. But it's just a logical unit of activity. It's a logical unit or logical set of statements, a logical group of something, right? So it's nothing but a logical entity. It's a logical entity that has some sort of activity within it in a script format, right? So technically, what is an action? An action is nothing but a logical unit of activity. That's it. And the more granular you are with your units or with your actions, the more flexible your actions will be. See, in our first demo script, I had the whole thing defined within one script, one action. I mean, there's no way I could actually take a portion of it. I mean, unless I make a copy and then delete, that's a different story. But within our demo script 02, I had actions separated out, or I mean to say the functionality was separated out into multiple actions with appropriate name. And now in demo script 03, I just used them. I had login and exit, where we were using directly from there using option of calling to existing action. But we made a copy of init and make reservation, meaning we can make changes here if we would like. Say for example, instead of London, I could maybe use Denver. I know that Denver is a valid, I believe it's a valid city there. Let me check that real quick. Okay, yeah, Denver is there. So I changed the city. I can change it to London here, and let me save the script and run it real quick and show that it actually works. Well, it worked just fine. Well, that's it about actions, and practice it, and I will talk to you in the next video.